Imagine losing your ear, and that leading to a war. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened in the 18th century. This is the bizarre story of the War of Jenkins Ear, one of history's strangest conflicts. The early 1700s were a time of high tension between Britain and Spain. The two nations were competing for trade dominance in the Caribbean and the Americas. British merchants frequently smuggled goods into Spanish territories, and Spain wasn't happy about it. To enforce their control, Spanish authorities began stopping and searching British ships, sometimes using brutal tactics. Enter Robert Jenkins, a British merchant captain. In 1731, his ship was intercepted by the Spanish Coast Guard. A heated argument broke out, and in a shocking act of aggression, the Spanish commander sliced off Jenkins' ear and allegedly told him, "Take this to your king and tell him what happens to smugglers." 7 years later in 1738, Jenkins was called before the British Parliament. He supposedly held up his severed ear as proof of Spanish cruelty. The British public was outraged, and with tensions already high, this was the final spark. By 1739, Britain declared war on Spain. Despite its strange origins, the war was no joke. Major battles erupted in the Caribbean and North America. One of the biggest clashes was the failed British attack on Cartagena, where the Spanish defenses held strong. After years of brutal fighting, the war merged into a much larger conflict, the War of Austrian Succession. Eventually peace was restored, but in the end, not much changed. So, was it all really about Jenkins' ear? Probably not. But the story remains one of history's most bizarre reasons for war. So what do you think? Was the War of Jenkins' Ear just an excuse for Britain and Spain to fight? Or was Robert Jenkins truly the unluckiest sailor in history? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe and hit the bell for more weird history.